The same man who started up Zappos and is really hugely into this whole positive psychology method with his employees, bought up pretty much an entire city in the Nevada desert, you know, the buildings, the businesses, the whole place. And he is encouraging people to move from all over the country to live in this place. And he's running it along the principles of happiness. So the whole place is designed to kind of maximize happiness and innovation for the people living there. You know, everything from the density of the population to the way that the buildings are placed to the routes around the city is designed with happiness in mind. And, you know, it's a very, very weird place. And it's almost this kind of pressure cooker it's very, very hot. It's in the Nevada desert. You've got the beating sun. There's music blaring out of speakers on every street corner. You just feel this like intense pressure to be really positive and happy all the time. And I can imagine living there would be absolutely anxiety inducing for somebody like me. So in some workplaces, they're actually having staff wear these kind of happiness meters, which will monitor, you know, their tone of voice, their body language, how they move, who they talk to, and give them a kind of rolling happiness score throughout the day, which then gets fed back to their boss. And, you know, to my mind, this feels very Big Brotherish. It feels like they are really, it's a real invasion of privacy. And although the data is supposed to be anonymous and all the rest of it, it's starting to feel that bosses are entering into a kind of emotional place with their staff that really is none of their business. I think there's a real blurring of the lines now between what is your employer's business and concern and what really isn't. And I think, you know, those lines are becoming so blurred that we're in quite an uncomfortable place. These big Silicon Valley companies, you know, like Facebook and Google, you know, it was recently in the news that Facebook at least were paying for their female employees to freeze their eggs in order to kind of delay their childbearing years. And you start to think, you know, who is this benefiting really? The idea that I would sort of put my childbearing on hold so that I can work more and more and more for Facebook or, you know, for these big companies. I think sometimes happiness in the workplace can be a bit of a smokescreen for actually removing the real genuine rights and benefits that workers used to enjoy. You know, so it used to be that, you know, you would get a kind of fair day's pay for a fair day's work, that we worked reasonable hours, that these rights as employees were protected. But increasingly, when you start talking about, you know, getting into your employees' happiness, but at the same time taking away their actual rights as employees, it's a bad place to be.